Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 12 projects that I have kind of planned and I'm really freaking excited to be making, hopefully over the course of the next few months. Some of these I have been wanting to make for a long time now, and I keep getting distracted and making other projects, and I need to stop doing that. And then also, I always feel like I need to be finishing all of my whips, and so I don't want to, work on the things that I really want to work on. But this past week, I made my eye sweater, which if you haven't seen that video, you should absolutely check it out. And this was one that had been on this list for a long time now. And sitting down and making this, it was first off so easy, and I knew it would be easy. This was one of the easier makes on this project. My cat is around here somewhere. He came over when I picked this up. Sorry. This was one of the easier makes on this list, and I knew it was going to be, which is why I grabbed it last week, because I just kind of needed an easy make last week. But making it and now having it and being able to wear it, I feel so accomplished. And I know that being able to do that with all of the other projects, I will feel like a million times more accomplished than how I feel with just this one. I need to make this video, one, so that people can kind of know what to expect from me moving forward over the next few months, like what kind of projects I'm going to be rolling out. And some of them are going to get weird. Like this being weird and funky was so great. Like this is just the start, but also so that I can come back to this video and be like, no, stop, Amanda, stop making other things. Make what you really love and want to make. I have 12 projects. Most of these I already have the yarn for too, so I'll get to show you the yarn that I want to use to make them. But first things first, I actually want to wear this now. Future Amanda cutting in really quickly. I'm editing this video and I decided today that it would be really fun to make really funky little sketches of all of these projects. So instead of showing you necessarily collages of references, there are some reference images inside of the sketches, but I had fun putting together these kind of rough sketches in Canva today, so please enjoy this and know that some of them really crack me up because they're quite bad. I'm going to start with the highest priority for me and the most effort for me to do, and that is going to be my Mel Yoria sweater, which if you are unfamiliar with the band Ghost, I'm gonna assume many of you might be. It is their third album? Yeah, it's their third album. My favorite album by them. And it was my most listened to album last year. And not only do I love that album, but I also love Ghost, second favorite band of all time. You guys have noticed because I wear a lot of their merch. Really love the meaning behind that word, and I love the artwork on that album cover. And I've had a really hard time finding merch of that album cover. I do have one graphic tee and of literally just the album cover, and I think it's okay. For some reason, it just doesn't do an amazing job of representing it. And this is going to be difficult because that's a lot of colors. It's a lot of work. I'm gonna have to follow a tapestry. I'm gonna have to, it's a fine, small, thin yarn. I have all of the yarn with me. I'm gonna have to make the album a little bit more simplified in order to do it, because I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. That includes black. And then the back and the sleeves will just be black. It's gonna be a lot of work, which is why I've been pushing it off, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to do all of that work. I don't want to have to be stuck to a pattern and to a tapestry pattern. And I don't want to be, tapestry crocheting with 8 different colors. And some of them are kind of similar to each other. My second project, and this one, oh, I actually kind of want to start it today, but we'll see. My favorite band of all time, there's a couple of band things on here, Motherfolk, which is a really unknown band. So I went from a band that almost everyone knows to a band that probably no one knows. And my favorite song by them is I Don't Mind, which the album cover for that, I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see it because I'm going to assume that none of you guys know what it looks like. Why am I doing this? I'm going to put it here. That was dumb. And there's a line in the song. Now I'm going to need it because I'm going to blink. I am such a bad test taker. I don't work well underneath pressure. There's a line in the song where they're talking about, they quote from the movie It's a Wonderful Life, where he's like, what is it you want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say a word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll get you the moon. I'll take it. Then what? And then he says, we can kill the moon. And originally I was going to tapestry crochet all of this, but I've come up with what I think is a better idea so that I don't have to be like stuck on tapestry crochet the entire time. So I want like a giant moon, and then in bright pink over it, I would say we can kill the moon. So I have all the yarn for this one, of course. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So I have my bright pink here, and then I have my blue, which this would be the, I think it's like cornflower blue from Big Twist. This was going to be the color of the sweater, which I'm not changing that. And then these were going to be the 3 different colors of the moon. And I already had like a moon pattern. I was just gonna have to put the words over top of it. But what I'm thinking instead is I could do the white and I could just crochet a big circle in white. And then I could take, there's a way to turn acrylic paint into fabric paint that not only stays, but like doesn't make your fabric hard, which I know how to do it. And I was thinking I could paint the moon like in pretty good detail. I've done it before. So I could do that, use some maybe embroidery thread to make it look really cool, make a really freaking cool moon, and then use embroidery thread to thread the yarn over top of it for We Can Kill the Moon, and then just make the blue sweater out from that moon. I also think because their album, so they have 2 albums, one's called, well, they have more than 2 albums, but their most recent albums, one's called The Bee and one's called The Flowers. That is on the album called The Bees, but what's really funny is the album The Bees has the sunflowers on it. So I was thinking on the back I might do a sunflower, but I also kind of feel like I don't want that. Like I kind of just want to focus on We Could Kill the Moon. Not all of my projects are going to be this complex, I promise, but some of these I have been thinking about and planning and trying to like make as amazing as possible. Like you can tell that they are made because I love something. And some of these, as we get going, they're just going to be like, oh yeah, that was kind of a cool idea. So we'll get to that was just kind of a cool idea very soon. The next one is, I love blue porcelain. I love it. And so I want to make a blue porcelain sweater. If you have seen those like knit Nordic sweaters where they kind of are like coming out in a pattern, like starting at the neck. I can't think of what they're actually called, but there's a word for them. That's what I want to do, but in crochet. I've seen that you can do it in crochet, so I know it's possible, but I really want to do it designed around like a porcelain plate. And so I have my white, and then I have my 2 blue colors, and then I have seen a lot of porcelain where they have like a little bit of gold, and so I might do a touch of gold just around like the very edge of the cuff and the very edge of the neckline. I haven't fully decided about that yet though. Next, if you follow me on TikTok, you would have seen this in my most recent haul, but I want to do a vest with this yarn. There you go. And this embroidery floss. I don't fully know what I want to embroider onto it, but I'm just like really getting into the vibe of I want to add embroidery and beadwork and just like add things to my crochet. Like I don't want it to necessarily always be crochet when I finish it. So I tried to match up the colors as best as I could. I think this is gorgeous. This is the Karen Blossom Cake, and I think it's Radiant Rainbow. The pattern that I want to do for this is one that I just kind of made off the top of my head. So I have this vest here. So I just want it to be like a basic square with like a tie and like a nice neckline so that it's not like choking me. But then this gives me, I want to do a little bit less ribbing so that it's more flat, or maybe a smaller stitch, because I think this is just half double crochets. Pretty basic piece to the crochet work so that all of the detail work can be around the like embroidery. And I think it'd be really cool to add I don't know, pearls or beadery with it. I do have quite a few beads because I do enjoy making jewelry. I am not going to pick this up because it is actually bigger than my biggest tote bag. It's like a tote bag and a half. But I have plans to make a galaxy themed star blanket, a 6-day star blanket. It's going to be more than 6 days. They always take me more than 6 days, but they're really fun to make. I made for one of my dearest friends for her wedding a 6-day star blanket with a bunch of different types of yarn, and I'll have, you know, pictures here or whatever. And I loved it. It was so much fun. It was like 90 inches, I think. It was huge. And I bought myself way more yarn than what I used for her. My cat is playing with something. Let me check on him. Hello? So that one was sized to fit a king size bed, just because I wasn't sure like what they would use it for. I was basically trying to fit 2 people underneath it. And I want to make one like that for myself because I freaking want a ginormous blanket. Bah, 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 bah. I'm trying to film a video. Next up, this is probably the idea that has like the least amount of research, but I keep seeing this image on Pinterest and I really want to crochet it, but I don't know if I actually want to make like this moth. So I want to make a moth cardigan sweater. Sometimes I say sweater and I mean cardigan, sometimes I say cardigan and I mean sweater. Basically, sometimes I change my mind too halfway through the project. I mean a piece that goes over top of my clothing. It's really funny. I was in a meeting today and I kept referring to a piece of clothing as a jacket. And I live in Florida. I've lived here my entire life. And I was talking to someone who lives in Florida now, who's lived here, I think like 3-4 years. But he moved here, like I said, 3-4 years ago from Wisconsin. And so I was like, yeah, the jacket, the jacket, the jacket. And he was like, do you mean the sweater? And I was like, well, I guess it's a sweater, but like it's a jacket. I want to make a moth sweater. The first thing I need to do is I need to pick my moth. I definitely don't want to do a butterfly. I love moths. I love butterflies too. I think they're amazing, but I want to do one based on a moth. I would love to do it based off of Big Twist's taupe yarn, but Big Twist is gone because Joann's is gone. So I'm not getting that taupe yarn ever again. So I have to pick a moth first. And I don't think I want to do like a lunar moth. I just have to make a lot of decisions. This idea really isn't flushed out super well, but I know I want to make a moth cardigan. Next, I have these beads. I think they might actually be up here because, you know, I can't keep anything in one place. So I have these beads that I bought a while ago because they reminded me of my favorite fruit, which is pomegranate. Love pomegranate so much. And so I want to make a pomegranate vest. I want to make a vest. I'm thinking black because then I want to do the pomegranate, like a designed pomegranate. I've seen a couple of like sketches on Pinterest that have really inspired me because I really love that kind of like tattoo woodcut look and then like that kind of sketchy art look. So the pomegranate would be in white, and then instead of doing the seeds, I would do those beads. I don't know if I would do like this vest again or something similar, probably. I also think it would be really cool instead of doing the ties to do little like button closures on the side. Anyways, we get the gist, right? Okay, next up, please don't attack me again. I bought this yarn a bit ago from a seller on Etsy. Their name is Yarn Home Shop, I believe. They are a New Zealand wool. Oh, this yarn is a New Zealand wool blend. I've had it for a bit, so I've forgotten all the details. All I know is I searched high and low for this specific shade of green. Oh, I don't want you on those. And so when I saw it on Etsy, I was like, heck yeah, I'm buying it. So I have enough. God dang, this cat. Get out of here. I was like, heck yeah. I bought enough to make a sweater. And when they came, they're just not quite as soft as I would like. I'm still gonna make a sweater with it, but I am like really worried that once I make it, I'm gonna put all that time and energy and effort into it. And then it's gonna be itchy and I'm not gonna wanna wear it, especially because I am mildly allergic to wool. And this is a 60% wool blend. So it's 60% wool, 40% polyester. So there's like a lot of things that just make me nervous about this. Next up, if you have seen, what is their name? I'm pulling a total blank. It'll be here. I want a T-Rex vest. I want a T-Rex vest. I don't know if it would be a vest or if it would be a sweater, but I love T-Rexes. I love bones. I love dinosaurs. And I want one. I have this yarn here. I have two of these, but originally I got them for the Galaxy blanket, and then I don't like the blue's not dark enough, whatever. So I have these kind of to the side. I think this would be a really cute vest. And I think it would be really cute to use as my first like practice vest and to do like my embroidery on it. And I've been trying to research high and low like what I want to embroider on it, and I just keep coming back to fish. So I think I really want to embroider a fish on it, but I was thinking like instead of like giant across the chest, maybe like a small fish on the side. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably gonna start on this soon. I am so inspired by Art Nouveau. And I am so inspired by like tattoos, specifically like traditional tattoos or like woodcut tattoos. I don't like tattoos that have a lot of color, at least not for me. I think they're beautiful sometimes. If I were ever to get a tattoo, I don't have any right now, I would get something just in black and white, or just black, I guess, because my skin would be the white, and it is very close to white, let me tell you. Saw this drawing by, I've done some research. I can't fact check. On Pinterest, it says it's by Icarus Tattoos. I tried to fact check and go, but the person posts on Instagram. I no longer have an Instagram, so Instagram like won't let me look at the person's page to see if it is actually them. But it's so inspiring because that is something that I could very easily like paint or embroider, or paint and then embroider over. And I'm not saying this exact design, I'm saying this design inspires me to do something similar. Leading into my last one on this list is I really want a Monet sweater. I have so many ideas for how I could combine texture and different things to make it. I really want to be able to watercolor on it, and I know that watercolor doesn't last. So I have this idea to do the thing I said earlier where you can make acrylic paints act like fabric paints, and where they'll last and stay and not make your yarn hard, and then water them down so they'll act like watercolors. This is going to be a lot of experimenting. I don't know if any of this will work, but make them act like watercolors, and then I can make like a really watercolory looking sweater. So I'd make the sweater white, and then I'd paint over it, and then I think I would do some like 3D elements where his paintings have like 3D elements, very like water lily inspired. I know I have my water lily inspired blanket that I'm working on. That is not gone. I am a little worried that is out of yarn. Like some of the yarn I only could get from Joann's, and I am afraid now that I won't be able to finish it. So I'm gonna have to rethink that project, but it is not being frogged. The only thing that I didn't mention on this list is a project that I have actually started, but I haven't shown anywhere. I have started it, but I am like trying to figure it out. So I have been really inspired by freeform crochet recently. In fact, I don't know if you've been able to see it in the background of my videos. There's been this dark blob behind me, and it's not gonna have any light on it, of course. So I've been practicing my freeform crochet recently, and it's been so inspiring, and I've been really, really enjoying it. Just having the free flow and the freedom to just do whatever I want in the moment. And so I do want to make a whole sweater out of freeform crochet. This will be the 13th in the hidden project at the very end for people who've made it this far in the video. Let's see which side. So this is the front. So this is a sweater over a sweater, but this little area marks the exact, I want this little thing to be kind of like a keyhole, and then so this is coming up around my neck like a sweater, and this is what I've done so far. I will be starting to film this as a project soon. I love it. I think it's so cool. Here it is, like not against my body. I have this one artist on TikTok who I'm really, really inspired by. I'll link them down below. But otherwise, this is like a project that I will be working on. Tell me down below which one of these 12 slash 13th hidden project you're most excited to see me work on. I think right now, Oh my goodness, I don't know. I think I'm really excited about the Mother Folk sweater, and weirdly enough, I am excited to do the fish vest. Like, I'm excited about some of the other ones, but I'm like not ready to start them yet. I have some other whips, of course, that like I'm ready to finish. I didn't include any of those besides the one that you just saw. There will be, you know, videos coming out talking about these projects, videos coming out of me finishing my whips. There's gonna be more videos coming out soon talking about some of the other like things I'm excited to be working on. And March's vlog, entire month-long vlog, will be coming out very soon too. I will probably try and review this video. Maybe we can say around my birthday in September. Let's see, that would give us April, May, June, July, August. 5 months, and see how many of these I have accomplished. I'd like to have at least half of them done. 6 of them accomplished in 5 months. I think that's not too unreasonable, but I also know that I could, in a month's time, be like, I don't want to do any of these anymore. If you like crochet content, I would love it if you give me a follow, especially if you like crochet and cats, because my cat is not going anywhere anytime soon, although he apparently has left now. He doesn't want to be in the outro. Thanks for watching. I hope to talk to you in the comments. Bye.